Hello everyone, welcome to Sugar Bees Academy. I am your resident VP and educator, Hasina Taylor, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my live. Today I have a very interesting topic that you parents will definitely enjoy listening to today. I am currently still at school because I am insane. It is 9:30 and I'm about 20 minutes away from my home, but I decided to make this a habit where I am putting together lives at 9:30, committing to that time and sharing the knowledge that I have of being an educator and a VP with youth, so that you can help support your children with their reading, writing, and comprehension skills, their math skills, and their mental health skills in the future. So, because it's late, I do want to jump into today's live. So we are going to get started. So let's go. So today's topic I wanted to talk to you all about is how to encourage literacy at home, how to encourage literacy to your child, especially if they're uncomfortable with reading, feel unmotivated or demotivated because of their lack of skills or abilities, or just generally have a distaste for books and anything literacy orientated anyways. So today I wanted to share with you guys 3 things that you can do to help encourage literacy at home for your child. So let's dive into the first point. The first point is praise your child's reading abilities. Okay? Simple as that, actually. Your child, they're just starting out developing that reading skill. They're just starting out building up that confidence to be able to read a variety of different texts. And as adults, we fail to realize that they are just starting. They're just developing. We always want to compare them with somebody who might be above and beyond, right, with their reading skills. But we have to step back and remember that not all children learn the same. Everybody has their different pace, like we do as adults. So it's important that your emerging reader, your beginning reader, or your continuous reader knows that what they're doing, their attempt, their tries, right, are noticed, are recognized, and are praised. So that is what I want to share, right? Praise your child when they're reading, right? Even if they make mistakes in their reading, praise them for doing a job well done. Praise them for completing that task. Praise them for completing that section, for completing that book. Because that positivity, right, inspires them, motivates them to do better next time, to catch themselves when they make that mistake and self-correct, so that the next time when they read, right, they know what to do. Because as the saying goes, right, a little bit of honey goes a long way. Or I think that was the saying. How did it go again? If you wanted to catch bees, sorry, it's like bees and vinegar. Oh, I totally forgot. I'll figure it out at one point or another. It's late. I'm sorry. But yeah, a little bit of, if you want to catch bees, use honey, not vinegar, right? Because vinegar is like sour. Well, not sour, but it's like bitter, tangy, tarty, whatever you'd refer to it as. So that's one thing that I want to share. The second point that I wanted to talk about when it comes to encouraging your child, remember how to encourage literacy at home and for your child, is to point to words as you read them together. So how I shared with you guys, it's really important for you to also model reading strategies, and one way of doing that is reading to your child, right, age-appropriate text. Well, one thing is you can do to help them learn and right, to read better, is by pointing to each word as you're reading it. Why? Well, as we point to each word in a book, the child is subconsciously following along and making connections not only to the vocabulary, but to the sounds that they hear, right, as you enunciate those words. And when it comes to reading, it's really important that children learn how to set a pace for themselves, right? Instead of just reading like zip, 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 right? When they watch their parent read, right, and point to each word, they are not only recognizing how their parents are reading, but also following at the same pace, the same tempo, right? The same rhythm as their parents go from book to book. I'm sorry, not from book to book, but from page to page. So that's another thing that you should do when you are reading with your child, or you want to build up that literacy skill, at home, is point to the words that you're reading in the book, right? Then have your child follow along. If you want, you can even encourage your child to point to the words on the page and as you read them, right? So it's like a double team effort happening there, right? Definitely something that gets them motivated and engaged because, hey, mommy me or daddy me, grandma me, auntie me, whoever in me, right, is working with me as I read this book. So that's another thing that I want to share with you guys. And last but not least, when you are reading with your child, especially if you have a picture book, right? I want you to talk about the pictures that are in the book before you start reading the text, okay? At school, we call this, what's the term? We call this a picture walk, right? Where we look through all the pictures and we ask general questions about what's happening, right, to our students. But for you, you're going to do this to your child, not for your child, but you're going to do this to your child. You're going to ask your child questions about what they see in the pictures. Why? Because, well, when you talk about what the images show, what you talk about, what's happening, children can build connections and try to relate to what is happening in the pictures before they actually dive into the text. So they're already getting excited. They're already getting motivated, just by making conscious observations of what they're seeing. On top of that, though, when you do a picture walk, again, a picture walk is when you go through the book's pages, right? Colorful pages. Take a look at the pictures and ask your children questions about what they're seeing and what is happening, right? You're also generating a sense of interest and excitement, right, within your child, right? They want to know what's happening. They're building a story. They're creating a story around what they're seeing, right? And they're excited to share with you their observations and their connections. So that's definitely something we want them to experience when they're reading the book. On top of that, they're getting a preview to the story, right? They're getting that backstage access, right, to what's happening in the book that they're going to be reading today. And last but not least, when we do picture walks, or, we look at the pictures and we talk about them, right, your child will be familiarizing themselves with the story prior to the introduction of the text, right? So how did I write down? Familiarize the child with the story prior to introducing the text. I like introduction a bit better, but hey. Right? And this is important because then the book becomes less scary. They know what's going to happen, right? But they just don't know how it's going to be expressed in words that they're going to have to read. Right? They're getting that sense of, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? I know what's going to happen next because I remember seeing that page after this page, right? They have created a bond. They have created a connection to the pages because they did that picture walk. So it's less intimidating. They're able to come up with deeper connections because they had an opportunity to look at the page. So when they go back and they're reading that text, they can start to bridge whether or not their assumptions are correct, whether or not their connections are correct, right? Or if it is, something above and beyond, what they initially thought, thinking outside the box. So that, or should I say, those are my 3 points that those are my 3 points that I wanted to share with you all today, for my little Sugar Bees Buzz Blitz. I don't know. I'll come up with a title for it sooner or later. But that is what I wanted to share with you all today, as we look into how to encourage literacy at home with your child. So, to summarize, 1, praise your child's reading ability. 2, point to words as you read the books with them, right, or on your own by modeling. And 3, talk about the pictures. Do a picture walk with them and have them answer questions about their observations. Okay? So, thank you all for joining me today on this beautiful Friday. It's Friday, and it is pushing, I don't know, 9:40 something. I'm going to try to finish the rest of my work here before I head home. But I do hope you guys have a wonderful Friday night, and I look forward to seeing you in my next live. Till then, take care. Bye-bye now.